A young boy named Ricky was about to start a new part of his life. Andy, the slacker police officer, and Paula from child welfare took him to his new foster home. When they pulled up to the house, Ricky's new Auntie Bella greeted him with open arms. But Ricky decided to stay in the car because he was scared and confused. Just then, Uncle Hec came out of the bush carrying a dead pig. Ricky soon figured out that Hec was the kind of person who hunted and knew how to stay alive in the wilderness. As Paula looked over the house, Ricky noticed that they lived in a beautiful and remote area surrounded by lush grass and a large bushland area behind them. Ricky slowly chose to leave the car and face Uncle Hec when he saw how kind Auntie Bella was. But the meeting didn't go as planned because Hec was rude to Ricky and didn't seem to like the idea of him being there. Paula said Ricky was a difficult child and gave Bella her phone number, hoping he would do well in this new foster home. So, Ricky's trip with Auntie Bella and Uncle Hec began in this faraway, wild land full of uncertainty and the promise of new adventures. Ricky tries to run away, but when he gets back home, he finds a warm pancake breakfast, and things start to look up. He likes Auntie Bella and even Uncle Hec, but Hec doesn't seem to like Ricky as much. Anyway, Ricky gets used to his new life. He learns how to hunt, walks around their beautiful land, and hangs out with Bella and his new dog, Tupac. Ricky wants to help, but whenever he asks Hec for something to do, Hec wants to be left alone. Do you know what's cool, though? Ricky's mood starts to improve as the days go by, and it's all because he's in a new place. So, for his 13th birthday or first birthday with Bella and Hec, Bella goes all out. She makes him a chocolate R-shaped cake, and Bella plays the mini piano while they sing him a birthday song. Ricky joins in, but Hec sits there and makes funny faces, which is typical of Hec. Bella wants Ricky's birthday to be special, so she and Edward give him a dog as a surprise gift. They already have a dog named Zag, so Ricky got a dog named Tupac after the rapper because Ricky grew up listening to hip-hop in foster care. Ricky loves his new pet friend, and Bella and Hec might be getting closer. Ricky was having much fun with Auntie Bella and Uncle Hec in his new home. Every day, he learned new skills that helped him live in the wild, such as hunting and shooting. But as luck would have it, a terrible thing happened that hurt Ricky a lot. They were all outside when Bella let out a frightening scream out of nowhere. To everyone's shock, it was her. She had died. Ricky and Hec were both very sad about the death of their loved one. A few days later, a small group of people attended the funeral. Even though the funeral director said comforting things about life after death, the pain stayed. Ricky and Hec were still upset about the loss after it happened. Hec seemed remote and cold to Ricky on the way home, so the car ride was dark and quiet. Once they got home, Hec dropped a bombshell. He wanted Ricky to leave and said he'd call the child safety officer the next day. Ricky begged Hec to let him stay, but Hec was firm, and it was clear that Ricky didn't belong there. Ricky had finally found a place where he felt loved and at home, so it broke my heart to think he might have to move again. After Bella's funeral, Ricky and Hec get into a heated argument about what to do next. Hec thinks Ricky should return to Paula and Andy or head to child welfare because he's worried they'll take him away since there's no woman to take care of him. But Ricky is determined not to return there or end up in another foster home. So, he comes up with a risky plan to escape child welfare by running into the mountains with Tupac, his backpack, and some supplies. But before he leaves, he needs to make it look like he's dead, so he sets fire to the barn with a cardboard figure inside to trick them. Once Ricky heads into the mountains, he builds small camps to shelter himself, but his food quickly runs out, and he's not skilled at hunting. He considers going back, but he knows he can't. Luckily, Hec shows up with Zag, hunting tools, supplies, and Ricky's backpack. They continue their journey through the mountains together. During their journey, Ricky makes a hurtful joke at Hec, and things escalate. Hec tries to strangle Ricky but stumbles and badly injures his foot. They have no choice but to set up a camp and Ricky takes care of Hec until his foot heals. Once Uncle Hec's foot was better, he and Ricky understood they needed more food and supplies to stay alive. They found a small greenhouse and went in carefully, making sure no one else was there. They found some things they needed inside but were surprised to see a wanted sign with their pictures on it. Ricky didn't think Paula would start a full-scale chase for them, offering a prize for their capture. This would mean that people from all over would be looking for them. When the house owners returned, they thought he was a kidnapper and held a gun to his head. Ricky's quick thought saved the day when he shot Hec's gun and made the other people give up their guns. They did something brave and ran into the mountains, but they didn't know that Paula had found the owners and was now leading a search team, which included helicopters and armed cops, to find them. Things were getting more dangerous, and Ricky and Hec were about to go on the greatest trip of their lives. Therefore, Uncle Hec and Ricky know that they are well known, but not in a good way. Hec will go to jail if they are caught, and Ricky worries that he will have to go back to a bad foster home. They sneak into other people's homes to get the food they need for their trip. He wants to give up at one point, but Ricky won't let him. He won't go back to Paula. But as they go on, their fame grows, and people want them even more. Paula goes to the news to find Ricky. She says no child should be left behind, so she goes on the news. During all this, they find a rare bird and think it will make them famous, but they are already well known. When they can't catch the bird, they find a house with a man inside who is almost too weak to move. Ricky goes to find help, but Hec stays with him to help. Ricky is tired and about to give up when he meets a girl on a horse who saves him. She brings him to her house, where her father is a huge Ricky fan. Ricky feels safe and cared for, and he stops worrying about Hec. After a filling meal, he can finally get the rest he needs. Ricky wakes up, thinks about the sick person in the house, and worries about Uncle Hec. Ricky is thankful that the girl who helped him before rides him close to the cabin. He sees Paula and her team going through the house, but there's no sign of Hec. Either they have him, or he got away. Ricky grabs Tupac and runs into the woods as fast as possible to avoid being caught. Paula tries to get him to follow her with a chocolate bar, but Ricky is smart and gets away. Ricky and Hec get back together in the end, and it gets out that they aren't bad people because they helped the dying man. But they lose the good name when they have to steal food from the same people they used to help. As they go deeper into the forest, they hear strange sounds from the trees and figure out it's a wild pig. When the boar attacks, Zag fights back bravely but sadly dies from his injuries. Hec stabs the pig out of anger to protect Ricky. They are heartbroken, so they carry Zag's ashes and spread them near a waterfall as a last respect to their loyal friend. Ricky and Hec still feel sad about losing their beloved dog Zag, who had been with them for a long time. They feel a little lost when they get to a big, dry land with trees. Then, all of a sudden, they see a moving bush, which turns out to be Psycho Sam in a mask. Even though he is crazy, they decide to stay at his cabin because it is safer. The next morning, they see Paula, child welfare, and the police coming and start feeling scared. Sam says that his old car could be a way out. They find it quickly, but it won't turn on. Ricky jumps in and starts the car just in time, and they speed away. Paula tries to stop them, but Ricky drives confidently and leads a group of people who are determined to catch them. At first, Hec isn't sure, but in the end, he lets Ricky take the wheel and get them out of trouble. Ricky and Hec are in a wild car chase for hours, trying to escape a group of armed people sent by Paula because she thinks they are criminals. In all the confusion, Ricky crashes through a fence and ends up in someone's garden, which is full of old cars. They try to hide from child welfare, but they know deep down that they can't escape this mess. Paula moves closer and finds Ricky when he accidentally fires a shot, thinking it's a threat. She also tracks down Hec and arrests Tupac. Ricky won't give up and yells that he won't go back to child welfare, but Hec has had enough and gives up. This drives Ricky crazy, so he accuses Hec of sexual assault and kidnapping to get out of this position. The cops take Ricky away to find him a new place to live, and Hec is put in handcuffs and taken to a rehabilitation jail. This is a sad and intense turn of events for both of them. Although Ricky and Uncle Hec have had the worst luck throughout the movie, everything works out in the end, and they both get what they want out of life. After the cops took Hec into custody, they put him in jail and later in a place where troubled people could get help. He got better and learned how to read and do many other things in prison, even though he didn't do the crime he was sent for. Ricky was taken to child welfare, where the girl and her dad, who helped him and gave him protection, took him in. They were a nice family, and Ricky was thankful for what they did for him, but he felt bad about what he did to Uncle Hector. Ricky went to see Hec when he could have guests. He was reading on the front porch, and when Ricky saw him, he was very pleased. Ricky betrays Hector and puts him in jail, but Hector doesn't get mad at Ricky because he knows it isn't on plan. At the movie's end, Hector moves in with Ricky and his foster family. Ricky and Hec now go on trips through the bushland and find their special bird again. Even though they both had bad starts in life, things turned out well for them. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.